Hey guys, Lotus Dreams here, coming at you with another Warhammer 40k battle report. And today we got Eldar versus Astra Militarum. One list is the out one, Astra Militarum with the big tank, as you can see right over there. And it's gonna be matched up versus the new Viper Revisited. Basically a variation of the old list that I was playing. I still kept the big Viper core, but I added some extra stuff. Yeah, so let's hop right into the armies. First one we have over here is Astra Militarum, obviously, and we have some nice shenanigans going on here. We have a Vostroyan Baneblade, just normal setup with all the less cannons you can get and whatnot, because he's gonna get +1 ballistic skill per their stratagem. And then we have a Primaris Psyker with Psychic Barrier, and a Primaris Psyker with Night Shroud, +1 Lord Commissar, with just a normal bolt gun, it doesn't have anything else. And that is one Supreme Command detachment for the sweet benefits. And then over here we have all Cadian basically, and obviously we have Knight Commander Pask, and a Tempestor Prime, and Lord Castellan Creed himself. All of these very killy. Knight Commander Pask does not have the right model. He should be equipped with Plasma. Forgot to swatch him out, but you know, he is entirely Plasma and a Las Cannon, so he's super greedily equipped. He needs to die, otherwise people will die. Lord Castellan Creed is the Warlord, so I will get 2 additional command points, which is really helpful. And in addition to that, he's a Grand Strategist, and he allows me to order multiple squads at the same time from longer range, because he's Creed and that's what he does. Then we have basic infantry, 2 squads of infantry squads with a autocannon, and then 1 infantry squad with just bare bones basic. In the troop slot, as additional troops, I have 1 Militarum Tempestus Science squad with 2 plasma guns right there, and nothing on the Tempestor. In Elite we have 1 command squad, so these 3 squads can go down on the same spot, and the Tempestor Prime has the Tempestor's command route, allowing him to order this guy and this guy to reroll wounds or whatever they feel like, which is obviously really nice. They are a little assassination / objective grabbing unit, basically for free. And then in heavy support we have 3 missile launchers with 3 guys in each squad. These are pretty goddamn expensive, but they deal a lot of damage if they actually hit something. And being Cadian, we have the possibility to order them to reroll all failed hit rolls if they stand still, and not just once. So very good synergy right there. Then over here we have another 6 heavy support slots filled all with autocannons, because autocannons are goddamn cheap. 10 points a pop now, in my opinion, a very worthwhile thing. A good mix of less firepower than a heavy bolter, but more shots than a las cannon for basically half the price. -1 AP is always great, and oftentimes stuff with high invuln saves and high toughness will get hurt by an autocannon just like a las cannon. Doesn't really matter. Same applies for these guys. They can all reroll everything if they stand still, which they probably will. 2 company commanders to go with them. Relic of Lost Cadia on one of them allows them to reroll once and wound rolls of 1, which is actually quite handy. Just don't have to go too greedy with it, just pop it whenever you feel like it. And also helpful if you actually want to move and still reroll those ones anyway. Then the company commander with the Laurels of Command basically allows him to order his normal stuff, and then every time on a 4+, I get an additional try to give the same unit another order. So basically Lord Castellan Creed does more orders on different infantry, and this guy does the same infantry squad more orders for one of them, which is actually pretty nice. Allows a missile launcher to reroll wound rolls of 1 and all hit and miss rolls, which is as good as it gets, because Astra Militarum has cheap weaponry. They just need some synergy and some buffs to their ballistic skill to make up for the lack of good hitting. And that's it. That leaves us with a bunch of command points, because that's 1 from here, 5 from over here for the detachment, plus 2 for Creed, and plus 1 from over here. Equals out at 9 command points, with the option to get more if I want to, but as long as I can fit my heavy weapons and everything, I'm just fine with 9 as is. Alright, that's that. And let's hop to the second army. Over here we have Eldar, and as I said, I kept the Viper core. So this is 3, as you can expect, detachments. So I max out my fast attack slots. Each of these Vipers is a single model. That is pretty nasty. It costs me a bunch of command points, obviously, because I do not run any troops or something like this, except one single ranger squad, which is obviously great because they are ally talk rangers and you don't need more than one. But these Vipers, thanks to the outrider detachments, are all single units, and as such are very annoying to kill. Simply because of the fact they have 6 wounds at toughness 5 with a 3-up save at -1 to hit. So basically you have to invest enough to kill them. Since they are below 10 wounds, they do not degrade at all. So if you leave a Viper at 1 HP, it's going to deal the same damage as it would when it would be lower. So you always run the risk of either not killing them enough or overkilling them entirely. There's no in between. This allows me to be a little bit more mobile than I was in the previous game, where I ran squads of 3 Vipers. But it makes them a little bit slower, because they don't get their Blade Wind extra range. Leading these Outrider detachments, we have 4 different HQs. One of us here, Skyrunner, Executioner, and Doom. This is going to be the frontline lady. Vipers are very fast and pretty decently armored, so she can hide behind them if she feels like it. And obviously Doom is one of the biggest buffs there is, or one of the biggest debuffs, you should say, when it comes to strength 6 weaponry like the Shuriken Cannon. Rerolling with Shuriken Cannons is always awesome and basically allows you to target fire something down instantly. Just in case you don't want to doom something for whatever reason, you can still smite and use Executioner, which is essentially just a smite on crack, and it kills. If it kills a model, it gets additional mortal wounds on, which is obviously handy. Then Warlock Skyrunner, called here Reveal, basically -1 to their saves or +1 to my save. Just the fact that it's cover. And another Warlock Skyrunner with the exact same thing, this time with real saves. So this is -1 to their saves or +1 to my own. So these are buff Warlocks. And then a Farseer on foot with the remaining buffs we have. Fortune and Guide allows us to get a 5+ Pheno Pain and a reroll all hit rolls. And obviously this is not very good in combination with the Vipers, but that's why I brought 2 squads of Warwalkers with double bright lens, which essentially means I have finally some anti-tank in this list. Warwalkers come in squads of 3, so those are 2 squads, and they get probably the best benefit out of these buffs that you can give out when it comes to vehicles, because even the Vipers can only take 3, and yeah, buffing them is a little bit expensive because you have to take a Skyrunner to keep up with them. The Warwalkers don't need to move, they will just stay where they are. If they have to move, they still have the ability to do so. 5-up invuln saves on these things because of the force shields. And other than that, they are pretty similar to the Viper in terms of profiles. So they still have their 3+ to hit, toughness 6 actually, and 6 wounds, and then a 4+ save is the only downside. So upgrading their saves with the Warlock or the Farseer is an option. Sorry, the Warlocks. But these Warlocks can also go ahead and use Reveal and Jinx offensively if I want them to. Basically, we have to see how much firepower the enemy has, and then we can play accordingly. Only thing I went greedy with is the Farseer on foot, because most likely she's not gonna need to go too far away anyway. And then obviously the Ranger squad over here gives everybody a -2 debuff to hit them, and if I want to for 1 CP I can spend a command point and make them 6s to hit them regardless of anything else, which is pretty good. They are excellent at holding objectives. Their shooting is pretty much non-existent in my opinion. I do not like snipers in this edition. They do not deal enough damage, except the Vindicare, and but that's not their job. Their job is simply to not die and sit on an objective and hold it. That's all they do. And that's 1998, not 99, of points in Eldar fast attack basically. The mission we're gonna play is very simple. We have a setup that looks like this. We have Dawn of War, so 2 straight lines. We have a cross in the middle, like so, and there's an objective on each of these. The setup is obviously from the ITC. Where is it? Crucible of Champions. So basically you get a bonus point if a player has any 3 models with characters in scoring range of 3 different objectives at the end of their player turn. That does not mean they have to score it, they just have to be there. So basically this mission is really nice because it rewards you for killing your characters, because you have to send them to the front or to the side. And at the same time you don't want to do that, that's risky, and basically you have to play a dangerous game to gain more points, and I always like that. I always like the idea behind this. The bold will win the war in this kind of mission. For the Astra Militarum we obviously took Big Game Hunter because there's 10,000 vehicles that we can kill, so easy peasy. Marked for death is some of these Vipers are marked, I noted that before, and also the Butcher's Bill, because destroying 2 enemy units in a turn is pretty easy to do. I mean, we can kill the Vipers, just annoying to do so, but we will kill them. And then on the other part, the same goes for the weak infantry squads. All of these have firepower, but they're very easy to kill with shuriken. So the Eldar also went for the Butcher's Bill. Also for Headhunter, because there's a lot of HQs creeping around. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. There's a lot of HQs, and this is a adaptation to the mission we play, because there will be characters trying to score that additional point if they can, and when they stick their heads out, are we gonna shoot them off? That's the idea. We also marked for death, obviously not the freaking Baneblade, because that's the only thing we probably can't really kill, but we did that with the missile launchers and I think one of these. That doesn't matter. Basically we have some priority targets, and that's that. Alright, so for deployment looks like this. The Eldar all on this flank. As you can see, this is basically a Cities of Death setup, and the Vipers will go all the way over here. There is a Farseer and a Warlock on the flank here, out of line of sight, trying to jump that objective. In this ruin here we have 5 Rangers holding that objective, because this is exactly 3 inches high. Farseer below to buff the Warwalkers. Warlock behind them to buff them as well, or move forward. More Vipers, all at the front trying to score those objectives over here. And then counter deployment over here, we have a company commander with a basic infantry squad and Knight Commander Pask in range of these Vipers. In the building we have autocannons, all at the ground floor, looking at this objective, and also spotting some Vipers in between here and the Warwalkers as well. 1 Baneblade, huge chunk of armor. It doesn't fit anywhere except here, and it might get through here or here, but it's gonna control 3/4 objectives with its body, which is really nice. And this cannot be blocked with close combat. It's a steel behemoth, and that means it can fire whatever it wants to even if there's a unit within 1 inch. You just can't shoot at the unit within 1 inch, except with the heavy bolters, which actually might be enough as well. Yeah, then hiding behind this are the buffers. Over here we have a company commander, 1 infantry squad squeezing their autocannon on top. Another 3 autocannon squads right next to them. Another infantry squad down here looking at the warwalkers. The Lord Commissar basically trying to suicide for that objective, and might actually draw some firepower away from the heavy weapons, which are all sitting up here. So the rear points are sitting up here trying to score some crucial killing points against the Vipers before they die instantly to them. And there's also Lord Castellan Creed sitting around here and giving out orders. In reserves we have the 2 Militarum Tempestors and the Tempestor Prime to grab some objectives, blow up some war walkers, who knows what. We'll see what they do later. Alright, that is the setup. Now in terms of deploying, the Eldar did win the deployment basically, and they will get +1. Let's see how that goes. That's a draw. That's +1 for the Eldar, so it's Eldar turn 1. Also have to put the stratagem points down, so we have 6 for the Eldar, Battle Forge +3 for the 3 Outrider detachments. And then over here we have 3 basics, 5 for the Command, 2 for Creed, 1 for Supreme Command, and 1 for the Spearhead detachment, leaving it at 12 to 6. So command points straight away go to the Astra Militarum, but what's new about that, right? They always get this. Okay, so this is gonna be a very, very eventful turn, because how many missile launchers die here, that's gonna determine how much this game is gonna swing. So we're gonna move forward very aggressively here with the Vipers. Yeah, I think as close as we can get. There's no reason for us to stay away, because there's barely any rapid fire weapons anyway. Let's just try to jump down, maybe even charge the Commissar. That's a 8-inch charge for now. As you can see, the ability to fly is really handy on this map, because you get to hide out and then get places. The Farsi is gonna try to follow them. Let's actually measure the range here. Yeah, Doom has some targets if she wants to. I'm gonna tuck her in a little bit closer, because she still have some additional movement left, like so. And we actually can go for the bonus point if we want to. I think we will do so. The only issue is the Baneblade is gonna charge me if I do that, but I think it's worth the point, to be honest. So let's try and score that. So Warlock Skyrunner. Actually, he does not make it. So I think we will go for a advanced then. It does mean he doesn't get to do anything special in combat, but he's all about psychic and capturing objectives anyway, so there's not really a point in keeping him back. Hang on a second. I believe he just gets his automatic move, because he is a Skyrunner. I always forget the range on that one. Ride the wind, so it's +6. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was 6 or 7. Let's see if he can ride the wind onto the objective, because that's a 22 move. Yes, he can. Actually, I'm gonna tuck him in behind this wall. Get a little bit sneaky here, just like the Eldar like it. It's kind of hard to hide him. I don't think he's gonna hide very well, but doesn't matter. As long as he's close enough, I don't care. He's decently hidden. Then we have to jump some some stuff to draw the fire forward. Quite honestly, the Vipers don't care. Also gonna hop up some up here, just to get a better line of sight on these autocannons here. And there's not enough room here for both of these Vipers. I guess we're gonna drop down then. There's no point in losing any ground. Rangers will hold still, Warwalkers will hold still, they are all in a good position. The only thing we can think about is running up with the Warlock Skyrunner as well. He is able to move into the objective pretty much. And the reason why I'm thinking about this is we can try to blow up the Baneblade or just degrade its profile to the point where it's ineffective. This is pretty dangerous though, so I'm not sure if I should do that. This is a interesting question. Let's see how far the Vipers go. I guess the Vipers can tank the commencing charge after this. I think I'm gonna go for it then. Where is he gonna go? If he goes over here, how far is the range? He is in range of everything. Okay. So I'm gonna keep him a little bit back, but pretty aggressive placement as well, to be fair. This Viper... Oh, it's bugging out a little bit. Yeah, it's essentially gonna go up here. This one can just jump straight up. And this one as well. I can't make it on top, so I guess we gotta stay a little bit further behind, like so. And these we can just move all at once, because there's really not much for difference here. Now these Vipers would be in a great position to arrest the Knight Commander, but to be honest, I don't think I have enough firepower to take him down. He deployed out of line of sight from the Warwalkers, so we can only put the Bright Lances into the big tank, because that's the most they can see. Alright, that was movement. Everybody else is gonna stick to the plan. Except the Farseer is gonna move up a little bit. Like so. And we do score the point for sure for getting 3 characters onto objectives, which is nice. Alright, psychic time. We have lots of psychic to do. So first of all, I'm going to try to put Doom onto the Baneblade, because this is going to determine how much firepower I'm going to invest into him. So Doom does not go off, but I get to reroll thanks to my runes, and I do not make it. So probably not a good idea to kill the Baneblade now. Let's see if the Skyrunner is in range of something important. Actually, the Commissar is closest. That's not even that good, but I guess we're gonna go for Executioner for sure. Alright, Executioner. 6. Let's drop over here. Sporcher 7, I knew it. So no Executioner goes off either. That's pretty bad. We're gonna cast Fortune on the left Warwalker squad. Passes on an 8, not in a deny range. And we're gonna put Guide on the very same squad. Also goes off. Alright, so 2 buffs on the left squad. Then we're gonna cast some shenanigans with the Warlocks. Let's see who's in range of what. So this guy is in range of the Baneblade, but he's also in getting denied range, which is also not nice. -1 cover doesn't do anything. So we're gonna cast the cover onto the onto the remaining squad. So basically I want to try and get conceal on the non-buffed Warwalker squad, which passes, and then we jinx. I'm not sure about this one. We're gonna jinx the Baneblade. I'll try. I'll go for it anyway. Ooh, almost peril, but we do not peril, and the Baneblade is jinxed unless the Astra Militarum denies. Nope, that is not a deny. Conceal might have been in deny range. I will actually check on that. What's the range on this? There is a Primal Psyker back here. Just out of range. That was actually an accident, but he is out of range for denying. The other one was in range to deny the other Warlock though. So this goes off as well. The Baneblade is at -1 right now. These guys here have 5+3 no pain, reroll all hit rolls, fate hit rolls, and these guys have +1 armor, giving them a 3-up armor, plus the fact that they have a 5+ in 1 save anyway. Pretty decent. Alright, let's start with the shooting. So we're gonna start with the small stuff, as always. Gonna put our Twin Shuriken Catapult into the Commissar, because he's the closest, hitting on 2s and wounding on 2s. And what does he have? He might have an invuln. Let me check real quick. I'm always not sure about these things, because usually they have a refractor field, but I never ever field Commissars if I don't have to, and in this case I had to, because, you know, gotta fill that detachment up. So let's have a look at him real quick. It's not in his profile, so if he has that one, it is a mistake on my part, because I didn't do it correctly. Lord Commissar has a refractor field, as I thought. So that is gonna be 5-up saves. Excellent, he makes 1, so he drops down to 1 wound. He's not quite feeding the point yet, but he is on it. The Vipers will just ignore him for now. They're just gonna put their shots into whatever's left then. So we have 6 shots from the Vipers into the heavy weapon squad. Two misses. And 3 wounds. One is a wound, and then the others are saves. And that is 1 killed. 1 on 1 wound. Again. Same squad, by the way. No point in not doing so. Below average roll, very below average actually. Auto wound and 5-ups, no. So killed, and this guy on 1 wound remaining. This time the next Viper will shoot into the middle squad. Excellent hitting this time, wounding on 2s. Very good with the rending, not so good with the wounding. No saves, and these are 5-ups. That's 2 and 1. Kills another 2, and then the last, the third Viper, sorry. Or actually, is it last? 1, 2, 3, yeah, the last Viper into the bottom squad. Gonna maximize our firepower. That was below average hitting. Let's see if he doesn't roll once. No ones this time, but no rendings either, so this is full saves. No. 1 dice. Okay. That is a lot of points removed, but the Lord Commissar survived thanks to his refractor field. Let us see what this Viper can spot. It cannot see anything from the missile launchers, which is the point of this map, but it can spot the heavy weapon team for sure. So I'm gonna put 6 shots into the autocannon. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. 2s, sorry. 1 dead, 1 missed, and armor saves. No armor saves. 1 dies. 1 on 1 wound remaining. The Viper up here is gonna do the exact same. Shuriken cannon 6 shots, missing 1. And I need those 5 and 6s again. That would be nice. No 6s, but doesn't matter. All of them wound, and that's very good armor saves though. Doesn't matter, they only had 3 HP left. Okay, 2 more Vipers. This time we actually might be able to sneak a peek on top. Yep, we can see a missile launcher. That was a fail on my part. Let's see if it is actually in range. That's more the question. Oh, it's just out of range. Okay, so we can't shoot at the missile launchers, these, but we can shoot at this heavy weapon squad, obviously, because they are very, very close. Alright. Hitting on 3s. Not bad, not bad. Excellent hitting. Wounding also. We missed 1, but there's 2 auto wounds, so it's 1 dead. And how many? It's 1 safe. Okay. So 1 dead, 1 on 1 remaining. Next Viper. Same target, same deal. 2 misses this time. Let's see if we can get some 6s in return. We can, and no missed wounds either. And that's the squad. Pew and pew. So far we have this guy is alive, this guy is alive, these guys fine. 1 squad destroyed. And another squad destroyed. This is important because we do score but just bill this turn. And we also get to kill more. So I'm gonna have to track this a little bit more frequently. Did not get Handhunter yet, because obviously that guy survived, but that's okay. Should have positioned this Viper a little bit closer to the missile launchers. I think that was a mistake on my part. Okay. 1-2, 1-2. Missing 1 Viper still from this flank. I'm not sure if it can spot anything up there. It can spot this autocannon. It can also spot that guy. Okay, so this guy is still visible, unfortunately. So I will remove this guy for sure if anybody dies. So last middle Viper. Does wound not too good, but 2 rending hits, no armor saves, and that's another one. So it's 3 wounds of the squad. This guy has to die, otherwise they can still see me. And that's that. Unfortunately, there's a Viper up here, so it doesn't matter in the end. Okay. Range on this is obviously out of range for everything else, so might as well shoot into this guy. This one here is not worth shooting at because there's an infantry squad behind that will just die instead of the heavy weapon, which is why I brought the autocannon in these squads, because it's a very cost-efficient version, and you gotta bring the troops anyway. Alright, same squad with the Viper on top. And that is probably the squad wiped. Yes, it is. Because that's 3 wounds remaining. Okay, we still have... Oh, I should have measured shuriken catapult range. I would have been out of range, but I still should have. Should have, would have, could have, yeah. This one can for sure see some sort of heavy weapon. Is also in range, so I guess we're gonna shoot at that, because I don't care about this one, and quite frankly there's not much left anyway. So as you can see, Eldar getting the first turn was a pretty big deal. This actually is, I mean, it can see, but it wasn't really a good idea to put it up there. Whatever. First Viper into the first autocannon squad. Hitting is pretty awful. Wounding very well. It's always the same thing. If they don't hit well, they rent all the time. Actually, I would have targeted the one that's the furthest away. So that's this guy. Same idea with the Viper right on top. Ew, that is bad hitting. 2 6s. No, 2 cocked dice. No 6s. 2 saves though. Perfect. Then down here we still have some more firepower to go. I'm not sure if I positioned these Vipers correctly. These two here can't see much. So I'm gonna start with this one because I can barely see the first weapon squad, and I don't want them to shoot all at the freaking infantry squad because I don't care about these. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s. 1 auto wound and 3 armor saves. Passing 2, not bad. So 1 of them dies. Let's kill this one, just in case we block line of sight, but I don't think we do. Yeah, this guy can see. So we do have two Vipers remaining. I'm going to put the first one into the biggest squad of guardsmen. Hitting is average. Wounding on 2s. 1 rent, 1 miss. Armor saves. That's 1 killed. Alright, I'm gonna put another 6 shots into the very, very back squad, because the other ones are easier to charge for me, which is obviously the goal. Because charging these will leave them at no shooting, unless they get an order. So it's a double rend and a double armor save. Very good. They save 1. So that's actually just 1 dead and 1 on 1 wound remaining. And that is why we bring Vipers, everybody. There is a lot of damage dealt here. But to be fair, the enemy gun line is super squishy, and shuriken cannons murder these guys. The Rangers, not sure about those. Range should be 36 or something on the long shot rifles. Yes, it's 36, and it can target characters, obviously, because they're snipers. Let's measure that real quick up. There's one guy over there, but to be honest, the infantry squads will tank it. We don't get in range there. In that case, we're just gonna shoot at these guys over there if we can draw line of sight, which we can, clearly. So 5 long range shots with the sniper rifles here from the Rangers into the Guardian squad. It's 4 hits. And it is strength 4, I believe. Strength 4 and 6s deal mortal wounds, as all sniper rifles. Let's reroll that one because it's cocked. So 1 is discarded. Doesn't have any AP. Kills 2 guys. Plick and plick. Alright, now comes the decision. Do I shoot at the Baneblade with the Warwalkers or do I not? The upside is, if we want to kill it at any point, now is the right time, because it doesn't have the +1 save and it doesn't have the -1 to hit from the psychic shenanigans. I think this is a good time to do it. The only problem is we didn't get our Doom in, and Doom is quite a big deal in this case. Now I might say maybe not. It's just a heavy chunk of metal, but a Bright Lance is only strength 8, and a Baneblade is toughness 8. So wounding it on 4s and not rerolling actually loses us a lot of damage. So before we do any discussions on this any further, let's see what else can we shoot at. And as you can see, the target, the missile launchers getting here is a really good thing for the Astra Militarum, because I can't see anything of value pretty much. I can spot some of these heavy weapon teams over there, but yeah, not sure if that's worth shooting at with such high firepower. I'm gonna put my shots into the Baneblade and see what happens. Obviously, the Baneblade is not going to just take that. He is going to go for take cover, because unfortunately this works for a Baneblade. Wherever a Baneblade can take cover, but I guess we just take cover. So -1, but we get +1 save for the unit until the end of the phase right away. So that's pretty decent. Everything else doesn't matter for them because we have to get those psychic powers on before anything happens here. Alright, let's put the bright lances in. 2 bright lances per squad is 6 shots total, hidden on 3s, re-rolling everything thanks to guide. And thank God we did, because that was not a good roll. Wounding on 4s, as I said. Pretty decent wounding. And this is AP minus, I'm actually not sure about that one. 3? 4. Okay, excellent. Right now he has a 2-up armor save. Making that -4 leaves him at a 6-up save to save these. So every 6 here is really big. He makes 1. Excellent. That is d6 damage less, so that's significant. Damage? 1. I think I'll command point that, because that is worth my points. That's 5 damage, that's more like it. And another 5 damage, 10 damage going through on the Baneblade. And that is how we melt that thing down. Ideally, we would put it below 12, at 12 actually. So the profile degrades and they can't heal it at the beginning of the turn to get it back. Alright, the second Warwalker squad this time has to hit better because we don't have guide. Oh, that is better. My goodness. Way above average, but the wounding is pretty meh. So it evened out in the end there. Again, 6s are big here. Armor saves. Whoa. My goodness. As you can see, it's quite a big deal. This this one stratagem point saved 3d6 damage on the Baneblade. Let's see how much damage that would have done. There we go. It would have been pretty much dead. 15 points of damage in addition on top if I didn't use the stratagem there. That is a good stratagem. In my opinion, it shouldn't be able to affect the Baneblade, but you know, rules as written, it actually does. Alright, so pretty decent shooting from the Warwalker still that took a lot of damage very early on, which is nice. Alright, that should be it for the shooting here. Actually, we have still the 2 Vipers to resolve over here. Yeah, they can't really target anything else. So I'm going to put the shots into the Guardsman gun line here. So we can cut through to Knight Commander Pask and charge him. So he can't shoot at us. Which is quite significant actually. Because he has everything to kill me. Those are 4 wounds and no rents, so these are 5 ups. And that is 3 Guardsmen dead. We're going to put them from this flank. Like so. And then the last Viper is also gonna fire its shots into this squad. Very good hitting. Wounding on 2s. Looking for those rents. There is a rent, and every time there's a rent there's also 1. And those are 5-up armor. Nice. So 3 dudes die. I think the flank is still fine. 1, 2. I wanna kill the sergeant actually. As it's +1 leadership, but this guy is more important. Maybe we can't kill this guy because they are out of currency then. Is there any way I can get around this? No, sergeant has to go. Unfortunate. Mispositioning on my part. Mispositioning. Sergeant should have been over here. Clearly. Because they are just here to block charging from Pask. So, and they are very close to the line, by the way. They should have been a little bit more up, but you know, it didn't get first turn. So, what can you do? Alright. that is gonna leave us with the charge phase now. And I'm gonna declare a charge against those Astra Militarum dudes. And they will certainly fire Overwatch. I'm gonna declare the charge with the first Viper back here. Because we might be able to ram some of them and then pile into Knight Commander Pask and take him out of shooting. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8 rapid firing Lascan shots hidden on 6s. Let me check something real quick. They are Cadians. And as such, do they get reroll ones in Overwatch as well? No, it's only rerolling hit rolls of 1 in the shooting phase. So that is a no-no. 3 hits though. Very good, very decent shooting. Wounding on 5s, because their toughness is not that high. 2 wounds, wow. 3 up saves on the Viper. Hey, they did a wound. First Viper gets wounded. Let's see if that Viper makes the charge. Need a 9 here. 7 is not sufficient, I don't think. No, that is certainly a 9 for both of these. Now the question is, do we reroll this? I don't think so. I'm gonna take another shot. Whoops, with the second Viper. So this Viper, overwatching. 1 hit roll, no wounds. Distance is also a 9 pretty much. Nothing. Next Viper, just gonna keep trying. And they keep hitting, very nice. 3 hits. They're fighting back hard. That's no wounds though. Come on, Vipers. Make your magic happen. There we go, 12-inch charge. That's exactly what we needed. Not what we needed in per se, but the 12 enables me to move right there. And obviously we have to stay away 1.1 inches from Pask, but we get to pile into him and get that off. Alright, next Viper. Do we judge the autocannons? Let's see the range here. That's a exact 9-inch charge. How many can see me? I think they all can. Yeah, they all can see me. It's the range here. Also a 9. I'm gonna put them into the infantry squad, because I get to tie up the autocannons for sure next turn, and I don't want to take Overwatch, and the charge distance is the same. So 9-inch charge. Yep, didn't happen. And this one here is out of range. It can't charge here. It could charge for 11, but who cares? Doesn't do anything. Over here, that's too long. Charging the Baneblade is irrelevant, pretty much. Although we can still try. What's its weapon skill? Weapon skill 5. No. We don't want to get crushed by adamantium tracks. That's not part of the plan yet. It will be, but not yet. Another distance. 12-inch charge for the autocannon. Yeah, why not? I like to live risky. Let's see what the autocannon does. Nothing. 12. I could reroll that, but no. This is too long. Alright, over here, that's for sure a charge we could make, and it's probably going to be worthwhile killing off the ability for them to shoot. How far away is Creed? Actually, he's close enough to order them to shoot, even though they fell back. The distance is sweet though. It's 8 inches to charge. It's not too bad. No, I'm not going to do it. I don't think it's worth it because he's just gonna do the command and that's it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put this one first here into the Commissar. Commissar has a bolt gun but misses. Distance 8 should be plenty. Actually, no. It's exactly 1 inch short, unless I measured wrong. No, it's too short. Next one, misses again. Distance 11. 11 is just fine. This Viper might actually be a hero. Oh, sorry. Got to measure. Come on, Viper. Because if he kills him, we score a point. And also, we might be able to bounce off that squad. Fuss here. 9 should be fine. No, actually not. She's very far away. I think I tucked her in too much because of the Viper. Yeah, 9 is not sufficient. Oh, sorry. This one here, it's at least a 10. Doesn't pass. And this one, it's a 11. 10, sorry. Nope. So one Viper has to do it. Anything else? That's it. Charging is done. Let's do this combat right over here, I guess, because I'm not going to interrupt combat anywhere. Viper has 1 freaking attack. Hit on a 6. No. Lord Commissar has how many attacks? 3 attacks. Is he weapon skill 2? Unfortunate. I think he should be. That's a wound. That's a failed save. Commissar wins combat, basically. Okay. Fair enough. What else did we make? This one here. The Viper is gonna pile into closer into them, as close as it can get. And this way we touch Knight Commander Pass private zone. 1 hit, hopefully. Nope. And then the infantry squad will, yeah, I guess pie in, because we want to funnel the Viper in, but it has fly, so there's no point in trying actually. I'm just moving forward to get closer to the objective, to be honest, if I survive the morale. It's 3 hits though, pretty good hitting. Actually, my guard is not that bad in close combat today. Unfortunately nothing, and then the Knight Commander Pask has 3 attacks as well. Hitting on 6s though. Hey, very good. He's pretty keen on hitting something. His base strength is 7, so that's 3s to wound, I guess. Nice. 3 up armor though. Hey, take another wound of 1 Viper. And that is close combat. Now, there are some casualties here. So let's see how many run. Ew, that's 4. So we lost 6, 11, and our leadership is 6, I think. Yeah. So that is a dead squad. I'm not gonna bother keeping them here, because that's just a waste of command points. That is kill counter plus 1. And we have a bunch of leadership tests actually. What's the leadership on these things? 6 as well? Yes. So 6 as well, lost 2 of them. They are fine. These guys lost 1. Nothing. This squad doesn't lose anything. Everybody else here up here is dead. These guys lost something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They lost 3 guys, but they have the sergeants, so there's 7. They are fine. Now the important part, the missile launchers. If these guys run, that's unfortunate. So the missile launcher on top passes. The missile launcher in the middle also passes. And the heavy weapons team down here passes as well. Alright, these are pretty keen guardsmen. Alright, that is that. Battle round turn 1 done. The Baneblade was absolutely boned if I didn't roll for a stratagem, but we for sure took a lot of these heavy weapon teams to pretty low. And the most important part actually is we neutered Knight Commander Pask for 1 round. That is very significant because he has one of the meanest shooting you will ever see if he gets to shoot this game. That's the big point of a Viper. A Viper is tougher than a Wind Rider. It hits harder, has more weapons, and it can still get into their faces pretty quickly. I didn't expect the Vipers to make that kind of move. But to be honest, Knight Commander Pask was deployed before the Vipers did on this flank. So that was just a counter deployment, which I like. I love deployment games. Most of the games that I play can be decided with deployment. If you do it correctly, you win. If you do it incorrectly, you die. Okay, that's that. So, first turn, Astra Militarum. There is one thing we should look out for. It's jury rigging. Do I want to jury rig? Because we will heal 1 wound, which might not sound significant, but as you see, he almost died last turn. And 1 wound is going to make the difference between a dead tank and a living tank. And a living tank is the living hell for all Vipers around him, because he has less cannons, heavy bolters, all this good stuff that kills light vehicles like nothing else. They're just paper. So I think I will do it. That stops me from charging, which is very unfortunate, but I really, really want this tank to survive. He is gonna be very hard to kill thanks to the buffs I'll try to put on him. So let's see if we can do it. Standing still is not as a bad thing for the Baneblade as for other vehicles because he can still shoot just fine. Okay. Now, movement. Yeah, this company commander is not too sure about approaching this objective anymore because his meat shield just got evaporated. So let us advance him. No point in charging into the Viper, by the way, because the Viper can just move out. It's absolutely no difference. So he's gonna move here, basically over here. 3, 1, 6, like so. He can make it all the way around. These guys will stand still, no point. Knight Commander Pask is gonna move 10 inches because he's falling back and he's not gonna get out of combat anyway. Might as well sit on an objective if we can. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to score my objectives for Eldar. Killed 1, held 1, bonus point for 3 HQs that are about to get slaughtered, maybe. We'll see. These guys will stay put, I think. The commander is gonna drop down because he is not keen on dying either, and his meat shield is also getting pretty killed, so he's gonna get tucked in right under here. Try to move that. The Psychers will not move an inch because the Baneblade will not move either because of jury rigging. I guess some of these will move. We will move those 6 inches. Oh, sorry. Closer to the Castle and Creed and the objective. Except the heavy weapon, of course. Heavy weapon will keep firing. I think the Lord Commissar will also try to get away from the Viper, because the Viper can just leave combat anyway, and I want this thing dead. If that is the one that jumps my heavy weapon teams very soon. Not sure what to do with him though. I think I'm just gonna move in. Come on, Mr. Commissar. Stand your ground. I'll just move him down here and into the safety. Right there. Okay. It's not that much remaining, to be honest, but yeah, that was to be expected. I have to say about that. Okay, shooting. Do we want to do anything special? Overlapping fields of fire might be an option if we want to. I will use Firstborn Pride, of course. And that is going to affect the Baneblade, so he gets up to Ballistic Skill 3, which is very significant for the amount of weapons he has. Anything else? Maybe using Inspired Tactics, but I don't think so, because we don't have enough units. Yeah. Okay. Starting the order train then. Let's start with the tank commander, I guess. So Knight Commander Pask is gonna order himself to go full throttle, which means he gets to move up to this objective, and he also has to advance as part of the move, which doesn't matter because he already fell back, but let's blob him. Can he fit? Like so, maybe? Yeah, he's fine. He's just gonna chill there and put one of his tracks into the objective in order trying to contest it, because, you know, he's not leaving close combat anytime soon anyway. Might as well. Next up, we're gonna order some stuff with Lord Castellan Creed. He is gonna order the heavy weapons team down here with the missile launchers to reroll failed hit rolls. Let's see if we get an additional order off. We do. Where is he? So basically his Warlord trait is the Cadian Warlord trait, because he has to take it, which means he has superior tactical training. So on a 4+, that order can also affect another Cadian unit. So he is gonna order this missile launcher squad to shoot at this Viper, and this missile launcher squad to shoot at this Viper down here, and we're gonna reroll all failed hit rolls. So first heavy weapon squad. Good thing we're rerolling, because that was 0 hits. Actually, oh, they're not in range of the Viper. That's super bad. I'm not mean in range, but the Allied Talk thing kicks in. So those would become a miss, and that's a hit, because they're hitting on 5s, basically, not rerolling 4s. Alright, this is strength 8, so wounding on 3s. Wounds, AP -2, so this is a 5-up on the Viper, which I'm actually very bad at making. I never make one of these. Yep, there we go. How much damage? 3. I guess I take it. It's not good, but you know. This heavy weapons team is not within 12 of this Viper either, so they also get -1 to hit. So hitting on 5s. Oh, excellent. Why do I roll 2 dice though? Let's just take one away. It's unfair if I just take this one. Whatever. Didn't matter anyway. So wounding on 3s, no. I don't reroll that, I think. Alright, Castellan Creed is gonna order this weapons team here the same. Does he get an additional order? He does. There's nothing in range. He needs 12 to order stuff. No. So it's just gonna affect this heavy weapon squad. Shooting another missile launcher into another rocket into the Viper. He misses twice because of a light talk. OP. Yeah, I guess these guys not getting any orders because they didn't get closer to Creed. Feels bad, man. 2 autocannon shots and all of these rapid firing shots into the Viper. Pew pew. It's rerolling once because he stood still. That's not even a wound. That's unfortunate. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dudes. Rapid firing. 1 grenade from the sergeant. Doesn't hit because he's hitting on 5s. Or is he? No, it's close enough. Thank God. Oh, actually, no. Sorry. These are... they do not have the option to go for a crack grenade, so might as well go for a frag grenade. Should have those. Yeah, so it's d6, and that was the roll, so it's 4 and hitting on 4s. Unfortunate. Don't reroll once this time. Alright, these guys hitting on 4s. About average. Winning on 5s. Above average, for sure. And that is all armor saves, so it doesn't matter. Commissar can't do anything, he fell back. Guys over here can't target anything on this front. Actually, some of these infantry guys, 2 of these can spot the Viper. Do they have range? They do. So let's put all of these into the Viper over here. So 2 shots with the autocannon. Oh, unfortunately, sorry. They will get the order, of course, from the company commander. So reroll hit rolls, because why the hell would you not do that? Missing both of these because I talk OP. Yep, exactly 12 inches away. And then 2 last gunshots. 1 hit. Not rerolling the 4. Rerolling the 4 because of modifiers last. Nothing. Going on with the ordering train over here. This is the Laurels of Command, so we get to do additional... Oh, actually, sorry. The company commander should have activated the Relic of Lost Cadia. I will allow that to happen, just because... why wouldn't he do it? There's no point in not doing it. Simply because the... he's probably gonna die next turn. So yeah, and this affects all Cadian units within 12. So this will also allow the big tank to reroll. No, actually no, it wouldn't, because he's not a Cadian. He's a Vostroyan, but it would affect him as well if he was a Cadian. That's important. And let's go over here. This heavy weapon squad first is going to get an order to reroll hit rolls, obviously. Shooting at this Viper here, so we contest the objective. And do we get an additional order on these? We don't. Unfortunate. Hitting on, 5s. No, that is good hitting. Winning on 3s. Strength 7. Excellent wounding as well. This is a 4-up armor on the Viper. And that is 2 damage going through. Blam blam. That went better than it should, for sure. Second squad, exact same thing. Do we get an additional order? We do. So we also reroll once with these, which is quite nice. I can reroll all of these because this is not a -1 roll. 2 hits is about average, I'd say. And wounding on 3s, excellent. 4-up saves on the Viper. Hey, armor saves are pretty good. I can't make 5-up armor save, but I can make all other saves for Vipers. I don't know why, it's just jinxed. Okay. 1 more heavy weapon squad, but we don't have an order unless we want to use the extra order, which I don't, by the way. That's 1 command point too much, in my opinion. I'm gonna put this one into the Viper as well. 2 shots. Rerolling once because of Cadia. And we're missing anyway because of Alaitok. Alaitok beats Cadia. That's why Cadia is dead. Sorry. Just the way it is. Yeah, I think that is all our small arms fired. So let the big guns speak. The Baneblade. The Baneblade is gonna start with target selection because we have a lot of targets and we do not have enough guns. So these things have to die. You saw that right there. The Warwalkers absolutely annihilate this thing in 2 or 3 rounds of shooting. And if Doom is active, this is gonna get much, much, much worse. We have a Baneblade cannon, which I'm gonna put into these guys. We have a Las cannon, which I also put into these guys. We have a autocannon, which I'm gonna put into a Viper, and it's exactly this one if I can see it. I totally can see it because the back part of my vehicle counts as a weapon now. It's odd, but it works. So autocannon tries to kill that one. We're gonna put a heavy bolter there as well. Like so. One less cannon. Baneblade cannon. I'm not gonna target the Pheno Pain Squad. That doesn't do anything, to be honest. I think I'll put all last cannons here. These Warwalkers have to die, otherwise I will have some huge issues. And then we still have another 4 heavy bolters. 3, sorry. No, actually 4. We have 1 whole heavy bolter, and we have a demolisher cannon. So this thing has firepower, believe me. Gonna put 4 heavy bolters into the into this Viper as well. To this one, we can see the little wing right there. There it is. Into this Viper, and then the demolisher cannon into this Viper, because why not? Alright, that is our target selection. Now let's go for it. Demolisher cannon. Open fire. Oh, pfft. Horrible, but we will keep it. 1 shot. No hit. Then over here, 4 less cannon shots into the Warwalkers. Hidden on force because we get +1 ballistic skill and -1 because ally talk OP. Not bad, not bad. Not rerolling the 2 though. And this is strength 8, wounding on 3s. Not bad either. Now, unfortunately, these things have 5-up invuln saves for some reason, which they passed 1, and that's d6 damage. Pretty underwhelming, but that's ally talk for you. All right, let's see if the Baneblade cannon can do it. Baneblade cannon gets pretty average shots, so I guess we take it. Baneblade Battle Cannon has strength 9, AP -3, 3 damage flat. So that's good, pretty good. Hidden on force. Reroll that. That is not a good roll, to be honest. Wounding on 3s. Oh, very good wounding. Unfortunately, we missed 1, but decent. Power shield, 1 of them. Alright, so that is 1 dead. Flip. And another one takes 3 to the face. Okay, that was pretty unlucky with the less cannons, but you know, what can you do? It's invuln saves. There's nothing we can do about these. Now the horde of the heavy bolter gunfire into the Viper. Ew, that does not look good. Need force again. My goodness, if these things didn't have the ally talk save, that would be much easier. Okay, only 2 wounds, that's unfortunate, and those are 4-ups. That makes 1. So it drops down to 5. Then over here we have a autocannon, hidden on force. Wounding on 3s. With a 4-up, passed. Heavy bolter. Oh, sorry, 2 hits only. That's cocked. 1 wound for up safe. Easy peasy. Vipers are not dying today, that's for sure. I believe that is it. To be honest, it was not the Baneblade's fault. He simply could not deal with the -1 to hit roll. And now if you think this is bad, just imagine what it's like to try to kill these rangers. That's -2 to hit. So basically you can't hit them. You're hitting them on 6s with everything in my army, which is ridiculous, but you know, that's how it goes. Alright, so that was turn 1 shooting, in my opinion. We have all these fired. Basically, we glanced some Vipers, killed a Warwalker, put one out half health, and yeah, that was that. Not very successful in my opinion, but you know, they got the first strike on us, and shuriken cannons are pretty goddamn strong, and Vipers are very good at dealing with this kind of firepower, especially heavy bolters. Everybody else dies to heavy bolters just like flies. Not these guys. Okay, let's check this out. Did we kill anything? No. Did we hold anything? Yes. Or did we actually kill something? No, I don't think so. No. No bonus point because we don't have any characters on these objectives. And then we go to battle round. Let's see the top-down view. Actually. Like so. We have 1 controlled for the Astra Militarum, 1 controlled for the Eldar, a 2nd control, 3rd control, 4th control. So that is certainly held more for the Eldar. Scores them a point at the battle round end. And that is certainly a kill more for 4 kills in that, or 3 kills, I don't know, in that round. So that's pretty devastating, to be honest. Also Butcher's Bill for the Eldar, no Butcher's Bill for the Astra Militarum. Alright. Let's see if they survive turn 2, because it doesn't look like it right now. So turn 2, no reserves for the Eldar, so we just continue the Viper, you know what, the Viper train. Now this Viper is free to charge again, because the Commissar backed out like a sissy. So that's bad for the rest of the army. But we see about it. That's like this should be average. I hate the fact that I can't rotate these freely, but it's still cheating. I don't know what the rules set on this is right now, but you know, rotations are bad. That's what I'm trying to say. So this Viper is going to say hello to his little friends up here. Like so, he's going to respect their privacy still, because we are very polite in Warhammer, apparently. We wage war and whatnot, but we do not interrupt the personal space of anybody outside of the charge phase, like true gentlemen. This lady is going to try to poke the Commissar in his back, because that's what she likes to do. And we could try to put her in doom range instead, but to be honest, I can't draw line of sight to the Baneblade. I'm not sure if I'm even allowed to doom something I can't see. We don't have to see it. That's very interesting. So we actually can choose to go for a doom on the Baneblade instead. Let's check that distance. Yeah, she would absolutely be able to do that. So I'm gonna put a little sneaky on him. 24 is right here. So basically our ass is gonna be at 24, but our nose is gonna poke this guy in the back, which makes sure that we are closer to him than to the infantry squad. Sneaky. Alright, I guess this Viper is gonna stick to the objective. Nah, we don't have to. I think we're in such a lead that I'd rather just destroy them entirely. Like so. There's no need to move them that much, to be honest. Right, this guy is gonna go on a little journey. Jump right over here. So is this guy. They're enjoying the fact that they have flying graph engines. There's finally some nice little space to jump and skip and hoppity hop. Alright, we're gonna put Doom on this, and then this is gonna probably die and blow up my Vipers. But that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Or the Vipers are, however you wanna call it. This Viper is gonna go full beast mode and just jump the rooftop. And this Viper is gonna jump down here. Because I will always count heights. I know you might not have to, but you know, I'll still do it. Otherwise I'll feel dirty, that's not nice either. So closer to the company commander, obviously, so like this. Yeah, that's a little bit cheating, let's do it like that instead. Just a little wing has to point towards him, and then we can target him, no problem. Now this Knight Commander is obviously gonna get charged again by something. I think one Viper again. Let's take this Viper for the Tank Commander shenanigans. Another Viper is gonna stick to this objective, and then this Viper is free to move out and say hello to those guys over here. Right there. And another, actually we can swap. This guy can go to the middle. And this guy can hop, skippity jump over there. Alright, do we need Warlock movement? Not really, this guy is in range for everything. Do we have any sneaky range? Do we have 18 here and no range on the Psychers? We do. Okay, so he's just gonna stay put, just so nobody denies my debuffs on this thing. Actually, does he have Conceal Reveal? Okay, never mind. Conceal Reveal does not work on the Baneblade because he's not in cover. I guess we're just gonna... Yeah, I think we're just gonna move him over here instead. And grab that objective. Just in case the Knight Commander blows up my Viper on Overwatch, which actually might happen if I'm unlucky, but it's okay. I am fine with that. As you can see, the Eldar army is closing in for the kill. I think that looks fine to me. Okay, Psychic. Obviously, gonna start with Doom. Doom into the Baneblade, and this time it goes off, and that is not deniable either. What's with the number on my... It's a little bit odd. But okay. I wonder what this is counting. Yeah. Doom went off. We also need Executioner, which is gonna target the Commissar because he's closest. And it goes off on a 9, so he's probably just dead. He is dead because he only had 1 wound remaining, and he is slain, giving us another point. And 1 kill point for an additional 1. Fortune on the Warwalker squad that has more members goes off on a 7, undeniable. And Guide on the very same squad, obviously. Do not pass that, but we can reroll because we are Farseer. We have the runes. Nice. Goes off as well. So far everything is going exactly as planned. We're gonna put Protect on the one Viper that tries to charge the Tank Commander, and we pass on an 8. And the Psychers are not in deny range. Sorry, the Conceal. This guy is gonna target the Baneblade. -1 to his armor save. We pass it on the 7 as well. There's nothing the Astra Militarum can do, because I stayed out of sight of their range exactly. Do I have anything that I want to do here? We're probably gonna go for runes of witnessing, because this is an underrated one, but since you have a Farseer next to your shooty guys anyway because of guide, might as well use runes of witnessing to get the +1 for re-rolling everything. It's pretty decent. Anything else? Not this stuff. Lightning fast reactions I didn't even need, so don't need an addition of psychic power, I think. Yeah, I think we will just go for this one. Here, this one is a big one as well. Just look out for this, because the Militarum Tempestus will come in, and Forewarned will basically allow my Bright Lances to shoot at them as they come in, which is pretty goddamn nasty. Thinking about that, I'm actually not sure if I want to spend the 2 CPs for rerolling ones with my Warwalkers, because I got Doom off anyway, but I should have used it last round when I was shooting at the Baneblade. That was a mistake on my part. So let's keep those CP for now and see what we can do here. So obviously the Lord Commissar goes bye-bye, and I'm going to start off with the Shuriken Catapult, as always, into the infantry squad right in front of her. That is pretty bad shooting, but 2 wounds, and these are armor saves. 1 goes bye-bye. Viper back here is going to open fire into the bottom squad of the missile launchers, right there. Hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s, re-rolling nothing, I'm lying, but wounding on 6s would cause rends. No rends, it's just 1 wound. Okay, next Viper, same squad. Decent hitting. Bad wounding though. Armor saves. Very good armor saves, so 1 dice from the 2 Viper shots. This Viper is going to open fire onto the... I guess this one up here, because they're further away. Charge is longer. Wounding on 2s with 5 up armor. Hey, pretty good. Takes 1 wound. Should have shot at the very top squad, but you know. That was that. Not that successful shooting, but to be honest, their armor saves were very above average. So I think this Viper is gonna try his luck as well. Might as well just kill him. So this Viper is gonna open fire into the bottom squad. Average roll. Wounding on 2s. Average wounding. 1 goes through. And that is that squad dead. This Viper is also in range, barely in range of the top missile launcher. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s. No rending hits, and he's very dead. Yeah, he is absolutely dead. Overkill galore. This Viper is gonna open fire into this infantry squad, so finally we will do some removing of objective secure and whatnot. It's an instant death and 4 armor saves with 5 ups. 4 guys are toast. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. This Viper here can see this guy, so he's gonna open fire into these as well. Hitting on 3s. Very good. Wounding on 2s. 5 up armor. 2. And a 1, and a 2. Now that squad is probably running, but you know, Might get saved by a stratagem of some sort. Alright, so that was pretty nice. So these Vipers helped out a lot in the missile launcher remove train, because the missile launchers are pretty much the only thing that can hurt us, except the big tank. But you know, big tank is probably gonna be in close combat with a lot of dudes, and everything else is gonna be out of range. So that's fair game. This little Viper here is gonna try to do a cheeky assassination on the company commander. Average roll. We need 6s here because he has a invuln save. No 6s, so he can still make it. And he doesn't make it, actually. He has just 1 wound remaining. That is enough to keep him alive. Unless he gets charged and killed, you know. Might happen. So now I'm gonna open fire onto the Baneblade, I think. I think I removed everything that is important to me from the board, and now we open fire with the big guns. So we have 6 bright lances with guide, rerolling wounds with doom into the Baneblade. And you can guess what? Before I forget to mention this, he is gonna use take cover. Who would have expected it? Where are they? Ah, there they are. Did I forget my psychic, by the way? Ooh. I forgot the psychic phase of the Astra Militarum. I will do that really quick. Everybody was outside of deny range, so this is really important. This is -1 to hit. Does not go off, I think. Ouch, that really hurts if that is the case. Night Shroud is Warp Charge 6. Wow. Okay, so we were lucky there. And obviously no one was in deny range right there, because they weren't in deny range either. And the armor save also went off. Okay, so this thing now has a 1-up armor save with -1 to hit it. Pretty excellent. Now, mind you, Nitro does not work in does not work for melee weapons, but it does work for all range weapons, and there is no minimal range like my ally talk have it. Okay, so this is very significant because they are hitting on 4s, and they can only reroll those 2s because the 3 is a miss due to the modifier. Okay. Wounding on 4s still, because it doesn't have any toughness buffs. Rerolling, because Doom. There we go, additional wound due to Doom. The funny thing is, this is -4, AP -4, but because this has a 1-up save, he is at a 5+ armor save still. What a freaking beast. And it hits all of them. Do we want to reroll one of these? I think so, because we're running out of units. Rerolling one of these with a command point? No. I think we are about to die. Rerolling this one with a command point for the Eldar. Excellent. That is 13 wounds. And that's pretty much its death. So even though the modifier did work and the armor did some work as well, the raw firepower is just too much. So Eldar lose 1 command point. And that's another 2 bright lances from the second Warwalker squad. Hidden on 4s though, and not rerolling anything because they don't have any buffs. Okay, okay. 1 less hit there. Doom though, and that's why Doom is awesome. It netted 2d6 more wounds in general, which will cause the end of this Baneblade with only the fire of these guys. Does it blow up? Oh, almost, but it didn't. I'm not sure if that would have affected anything. I'm pretty sure Astra Militarum was straight up dead, no matter what, but okay. Yep. Baneblade goes boop, and that is the end probably. Let's just wipe them out for good measure, because, you know, Gotta play it out, but I will see for scoring purposes whether or not this was correct. This Viper here into the heavy weapon squad. Hitting very well, wounding very well. 5 ups. 1 toast, 1 wound. Second Viper, same deal. Not very good at hitting this time. Very bad at wounding too. Okay, that's 1 down. Next Viper. Terrible hitting. Good wounding. Armor saves. No. Blam. Another Viper. Into this guy, obviously. Hits with everything. 1-6 and he's bye-bye. Nope, no 6s. Not getting much 6s this turn. But he's dead anyway. Overkilled pretty much. Alright, let's see for a final test. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know, enough Vipers left to shoot at the tank commander and see how much damage we can do. Let's take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's 7 or 8 Vipers at range. I think it's 8. Let's do 7 just to be fair here. Because I actually don't quite remember, and it doesn't really matter. It's not going to affect the game or anything, so I'm just going to want to see how much damage output they have against a tough target like him. And we are hitting on 3s. Whoops. Wounding on 5s and 6s. 6s are relevant though because they rend. These are all 3-up armor saves. That causes 3 wounds on him. And then we have these at AP -3, which makes it 6-ups. And he makes one of those as well, so he drops 6 wounds in 1 turn. So as you can see, the Shuriken Cannon might not have the perfect profile and everything because of this low strength, but even against a toughness 8 target, it doesn't matter, we're still winning on 5 or 6s. Toughness 8 is not as good as it used to be. It's certainly strength 5 and strength 6 are the ones that rule. Strength 5 rules at killing pretty much anything, and strength 6 rules at killing anything plus extra overkilling infantry like these guys. Toughness 3 is toast against shuriken weapons. Okay, I believe that was that. Obviously we score a point for killing, holding, and the bonus point. Not gonna bother playing the rest through because you can imagine what happens. So instead we're just gonna go over why this went this way, it went and whatnot. So basically what this brings down to is Vipers hit hard, very very hard. This infantry list is very squishy, and Down of War deployment just destroys Astra Militarum gunline. Just the way it is. If you look at this map and it was cut in half, and I deployed back here, back over here, and the Vipers still got in range because they all deployed at this very edge over here, and with a 16-inch move and 24 range on a shuriken cannon, you have effective range just like having a 36 range. So basically the War Walkers and the Vipers have the same distance, and if I have to, if the Astra Militarum would sit at the very very edge of the board, I would still get them with the additional benefit that I have a assault weapon. Now one thing that was very relevant here and that you could see very 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 well is why do I not take Sanham Eldar? Because you know, moving around with bikes and awesome, and or do I take something where I can use basically the shuriken as assault weapons, and I can move forward all the time and never suffer the penalties of moving forward and using assault weapons? Could I put these on bikes? You know, all that good shenanigans. The -1 to hit saves this army. Vipers are not that hard to kill. Their profile is decent, but the -1 to hit makes them really, really, really hard to get rid of. As you can see, they bleed 1 or 2 wounds on each of them due to lasgun fire. Lasgun fire can hurt them because it toughness 5, and that's not that huge of a deal. But even with missile launchers, it's pretty hard to get them off because a D6 weapon still has to high roll in order to one-shot you. And yeah. Basically, anything that is more than 12 inches away is hard. Really, really hard to kill. For melee armies, it's even worse, because these things can fly away. You can never lock them in close combat. They are really, really fast, and they keep their distance from your units. That's what happened against the Tyranids. So in the end, yeah, I think Ally Talk is the way to go. It's just such a good craft vault in general, in my opinion. I would only go other craft vaults for basically getting other buffs or other stratagems that might be relevant. Maybe that is a deal. I don't know about that one. I'm not too keen on the meta or anything. Yeah, I really enjoyed the concept of Farseer and Farseer over here. Everywhere was I basically maxed out the entirety of the Eldar Psychic, which is pretty huge, as you can see. In my opinion, Doom is the very best spell in the game. The only issue is that it's a little bit inconsistent to get off. You have this 50-50, and then you have Runes of the Farseer, and you might be able to use a command point. And but that even then, it's a little bit wonky sometimes, but the effect is just superb. No matter what it is, I even would have killed the Baneblade without the Warwalkers, even though it would have soaked all my firepower for one turn. But thanks to Doom, rerolling those wounds on the Baneblade is pretty huge. Now, in terms on what changed on this list, I really enjoyed that the Warwalkers joined the list. I think Warwalkers are a little bit underrated because they dropped a lot of points. Vipers and Warwalkers were never good in any other circumstance that I can remember. But Windriders got nerfed pretty heavily with the new edition, and these things got cheaper and cheaper, and now I think they're finally at a point where I want to use them as what they are, as a mobile for the Viper or stationary for the Warwalker thing. And the Warwalker has the additional benefit of being able to carry assault weapons with the Shuriken Cannon and outflank, which is just really nice. It has battle focus. It never came into play here, but it is a very versatile unit. It's something that I would like the Wraithlord to be. The Wraithlord is an overcosted pile of non-existing Wraith construct, which is why you don't see him played. He's just not that good. He is getting cheaper and cheaper, but he's still not at the point where he actually has a purpose. These things have a purpose that they do very well, and since the support platforms got nerfed pretty hard, I think they are in a good spot now, which I really like. I always like it if they revive dead units in a codex, because the Windriders are not dead. They're still playable. They're just very different into what they were before, which was spamming mobile troops with long-range weapon firepower for bullshit points. That's what they were. So that changed. That's nice. Don't think that was a good thing. Yeah, the Rangers we didn't see much, but you know, they are good as they are. You just didn't see it. And in the end, we can say if the Astra Militarum would have gotten the first turn, this might have turned out a little bit different. But you could see with even the Baneblade, who, by the way, has an impressive amount of firepower. The amount of shots and whatnot we get off of this is really, really huge. And unfortunately, the -1 to its hit rolls makes it bad again. I specifically brought the Vostroyan Baneblade to get the Ballistic Skill 3. That sweet Ballistic Skill 3. And it made a huge difference if you paid attention to the dice. The -1 actually made a huge difference in total. So it suffered under the enemy's list on taking -1. That it was just awful for the Baneblade. Even though he did some damage and whatnot, I think he could have done a little bit more. But you know, Warwalkers having a 5+ invuln save helps. That is certainly a deal. No other vehicle that the Eldar have would have survived the amount of firepower that was coming at them. Not even the Wave Serpent, most likely, but that's okay. But as you can see, the deployment was just god awful for all heavy weapon squads, and that's just the way it is. That is why I like to play these mobile army lists, because they are basically fit for more situations than the stationary gun line with heavy weapons and whatnot. It's just too greedy. The guard list is very, very greedy, and it was deployed greedy, and there you go. They get punished. Alright, not more to say about this. I really like this Eldar list. I'll try to play this versus other matchups. Maybe something more powerful or more spammy. I'm not sure how it's gonna support against that, because it lost a lot of its spammable firepower. Maybe it will get drawn in Gene Stealers and Hormagaunts or something like that. We'll see. Alright, thank you guys for watching. It was a short one, but you know, it's 1 to 9, and I didn't even count the points. I should have had another one and another 3, and there was basically only 1 point for the Astra Militarum, so no point in playing here. It's obvious who wins this. But as I say, even the short games, when played properly, are very informative on how a list performs, because that's basically what this list wants to do, and it fulfilled its game plan, which is nice. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a nice day and happy wargaming.